Hello, my name is Jacqueline. I am a private jet flight attendant, also known as a corporate flight attendant. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're talking about private jets and social media. And based on the title alone, two of those words are complete opposites: private and social. Recently, I saw a comment on my YouTube channel saying it's very rude to film inside a private jet. That's like going to somebody's house and filming their home. And yes, I totally agree. If the private jet is owned by an individual owner and you are filming on it, that is completely rude. It's a violation of somebody else's personal space. When I'm contracting, I generally don't even film myself on the private jet. I will show the food that I prepared for the passengers on board the private jet, and then I will check in with you here at a hotel. However, I do have a YouTube channel. You often see me on a private jet. It's the same private jet most of the time. I am a Part 91 flight attendant. That means I work for the same company, flying the same group of people around on a private jet. And just a little more background to help you understand what that means. The company that I work for owns a private jet. I am an employee of that company. Therefore, it's technically my office. It's not a private jet owned by a mega celebrity or millionaire. The passengers who I fly around with could be referred to as my coworkers. We're one big family unit. And those are some of the reasons why I am able to show you the private jet that I primarily work on. Also, I have gotten permission from the chief pilot. I did a complete photo shoot to announce my pregnancy. I'll insert the picture here for you. I don't know what side it's gonna be on. The only stipulation that I have about sharing details of my job are: don't mention the company I work for, don't talk about the passengers, which obviously I wouldn't do that even if I was contracting, and don't show the tail number. My private jet is public, but it's also private. So now that I have that disclaimer out of the way, there are a few more things that I want to touch on. I love the flight attendant community that I found on social media. I feel like we really all do a great job of being respectful. I never really hear the name dropping or the sneaky pictures trying to capture a celebrity. I feel for the most part, private flight attendants are private people. However, temptation is definitely out there. Personally, I have flown with and interacted with big deals who I just want to fangirl over and ask them for a selfie and tell all of my friends, oh my gosh, guess who was on my plane today? You're never gonna believe it. But you just cannot do that. You're a private flight attendant. Remember the word private. And I think that's gotten especially challenging for my generation, for younger generations, just during this day and age with Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, just social media being such a big part of everyone's lives. And we want to share, we want to connect, we want to stunt on the internet and show people how great and fabulous we are. But if you want to do that, being a private flight attendant is not the job for you. And even me being a public private flight attendant, if that makes any sense, I worry about how it could affect future opportunities for me. If I'm sending in my resume and trying to book contract work, I don't want the hiring manager to say, oh, Jacqueline Travels has a YouTube channel. We don't want her on our jets. We don't feel like anything could be confidential. We don't need our property being filmed and put onto the internet. So even though I have taken and I consistently take steps to protect the identity of my employer and really to protect myself and my job, I constantly think about if it's gonna have any effect on future potential flight attendant work. Sorry, my pilots were texting me because we're trying to plan breakfast before we leave today. I do have plenty of notes here. Let's just get back to the notes. This way I can stay on topic. I don't want this video to seem like if you use social media, that's gonna be a detriment to your career. It will be career ending. You'll never find work again, because I 100% don't think that's the case at all. I think great connections can be made through social media. I actually have gotten some work through social media and on my Instagram page. I've had a couple brokers reach out to me asking for my resume, asking about my schedule, and seeing if we could get some work on the books. So these are people who know that I have YouTube, know that I have Instagram, and I think they see the professional side of social media and they still wanted to work with someone who does have a social media presence. Random side note, but I forgot to include this when I sat down and was properly filming. One of my mutuals on Instagram, a girl I follow, a girl who follows me, we've talked about the flight attendant job. I've given her advice. She actually applied at my company. And due to the things that she posts on her social media, even though it's her private social media, we chose to overlook her. So just remember that too when you're thinking about applying for a job. You never know who you're connecting with on social media, who could either help you get that job or potentially hold you back. Also, I don't think that your phone needs to be tucked away 100% of the time when you are working on a private jet. There are a few rare instances where I think it's important to be on your phone. But first, make sure your clients are very well taken care of, that there's not a single need that they can want in the 10-second break that you're checking your phone. And also make sure the pilots are taken care of as well. You want to treat them as good as the clients on board, because happy pilots just make for a happy flight. But the time that I think you should be able to use your phone on a private jet, whenever you have plated food, definitely take a picture of your food, as long as it's not going to get too warm from sitting out or too cold. Obviously, you want to stay within the food safety guidelines. It is also important to have photos for your food portfolio. This way you can show future companies some of the work that you're able to do on a private jet. If you're familiar with my flight attendant vlogs, when I take you out on the road, I hardly ever am on my phone while we have passengers on board. I always get to the airplane 2 hours before my flight leaves. This way I can make sure everything is in pristine shape. And then if I have a few spare minutes, I'll show you what the jet looks like. And I feel like these are pretty standard work rules to follow, whether your office is a private jet or a brick and mortar office. When you're at work, you're at work. You shouldn't be on your phone that often. So quick video for you today, definitely longer than the 2-minute tidbit, but I will be linking this in the 2-minute tidbit playlist for you. If you're unfamiliar with that, I try to put together short videos answering any sort of questions that you have regarding flight attendant life. So if you could think of anything else, post it in the comment section for me, and I'll be sure to answer that for you. Thank you for watching. It's breakfast time, then I have to hop on a plane and fly home. Please make sure to leave me a thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll check in with you next week. Thank you.